What's up, everybody? My name's Austin Hull, and I'm a professional producer, singer, songwriter, and mixing engineer based out of Orlando, Florida. I'm really excited that I've partnered up with Sonic Academy to be bringing you a whole series based on how I did my last song, REDRUM, and I'm going to cover everything from how I got the initial chord progressions and some of the first melodies, all the way up to building the entire track out, doing the sound design, doing the mixing and mastering, how I processed everything, and then all the way up to the final export, which is almost identical to what you're about to hear. So before, we really hop into things and we start doing all of the, creative process, I want to just give you a little bit of a sneak peek on what you can expect, and then also just kind of run over my Cubase template that I always start with. So I'll put a copy of my Cubase template in the course files, so if you're using Cubase, you can follow along. If not, I'll have all of the stems in there that'll be the final stems, just so you can kind of peep what I've done, what everything sounded like at the end, etc. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and turn into here. So this is the song that we will be working on.
I've been on a killing spree. I ain't got the time for all my enemies. I'm out here taking shots without the penalties. You should think before you cross me accidentally, unwillingly, cause I've been on a killing spree. Your girl been calling, think she might be into me. I like a dog, but you can never count on me. We're not the same, not even fundamentally, unwillingly. Tell me why you talk shit. Try to fight with 2 fingers, but you scared of walking. Came up from the streets and now I'm in penthouse apartments. Always with designer labels all over my garments. Did you really think that you could fuck with me? Scream my name so much I think you might just be in love with me. Keep on drowning in your songs, I'll keep popping bubbly. Can't believe you thought that I just come and let you trouble me. Now I've come with the smoke and I clear out the hive. All my shit like Hannibal. You should write your last note cause you run out of time. I'm a motherfucking animal. I've been on a killing spree. I ain't got the time for all my enemies. I'm out here taking shots without the penalties. You should think before you cross me accidentally, unwillingly, cause I've been on a killing spree. Your girl been calling, think she might be into me. I'm like a dog, but you can never count on me. We're not the same, not even fundamentally, unwillingly, cause I've been on a killing spree. I'ma hit the blunt, not talking Emily.
Cool, so I think that's enough of just a kind of little recap. That's up to the first chorus. So we'll kind of talk about how I got the structure, how I got every little aspect that's in it. We'll kind of build the track together throughout this whole series, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Now let's go ahead and look at the actual Cubase template that I always use. It's just the one that I've set up. So we're always going to have a marker track, so we'll use that to indicate chorus, verse, whatever, as we start structuring it out. We've got a tempo track. It's just default set to 120. We'll kind of change that once we start playing around with the first melodies and stuff like that. And then I've got folders. I've got drums, synths, guitar, which I don't think there are any guitars in this track, so we'll probably delete that a little later. Bass, lead vocals, background vocals, and effects. This is effects as in like risers, crashes, hits, glitches, stuff like that. So not like effects, just like FX. And then I've just got some synths and parallel channels. So I've got a drum parallel, a vocal parallel compression, a vocal widening, and I actually always have the roll in dimension D on 3. We'll play around with that a little bit later, but normally that's where I start every mix at. I've got a reverb Vox long, and this has got verb suite with the vocal plate on it, and Pro Q just kind of filtering out the highs and lows. That's always a good starting point for me, especially just for when I'm tracking. I've got a short reverb synth that's just got verb suite on the small Vox room delay, or I'm sorry, room reverb from the BM7. And of course, all of these are going to be 100% wet. We'll talk about this a little bit more later. I just figured it was fair to kind of show you where I start with. Then I've got a stereo Vox delay with a ping pong 1/4, cut out a little bit of high, cut out a little bit of low, 100% wet, of course. And I actually always send my reverbs, or I send my delays to the long reverb just to kind of help them blend in. And then I just normally filter out my delays just so it's kind of the mids poking through. I've also got a slap delay. We'll use this to add some space and depth a little later. If you watched my vocal effects program that I also did with Sonic Academy, you'll kind of see a lot of these similar things because they always just end up in my template. And then we've got a mono Vox delay. This is just a half-time delay, low pass, high pass, 100% wet, not a ton of feedback, but also, giving me some depth. And then I've also added some widening and some long reverb to this in case I need it. We probably won't use this guitar and synth delay and the guitar and synth reverb. And then I've got my group tracks. This is actually where everything will get routed as we do it. So whatever goes in these folders, you know, kick, snare, hi-hats, whatever, those will all end up coming to this drum bus. Bass will come to this bass bus. All the synths will come to synth bus. Again, no guitars. Lead vocals will come to this bus, so like the chorus main, the pre-chorus main, the verse main, etc. Those will all come here. Background vocals will all end up going to this BG vocals bus. Effects will all end up coming to this effects bus, and again, that's risers, hits, stuff like that, not like my synths and stuff. And then I've got the drum and bass here just in case I need to tame low end a little later. I've got vocals all just in case I want to adjust the vocals of everything with the lead vocals, the background vocals, and all the vocal sends. I can just control all of that here. And then synths and guitars just in case I need to raise or lower all of the kind of filler stuff, or if I need to do any big filter sweeps, which we'll kind of do later, etc. And then that all just dumps out into a master bus automation with nothing on it. So that's kind of the template that I always used to start with. You know, as we go, we'll make sure everything's color coordinated and just really, really tight and easy to get around. That way you can follow really easily. So this is how I like to set up my template in my sessions. So this is the absolute #1 starting point for me. So in the next video, I kind of want to go over how I got the initial chord progression, go over a little bit of my trial and error process and kind of my ideas going into the track. But that's going to be it for this introduction. I'm super excited to bring along this series for you.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.